Hello, today is Tuesday, the 3rd of February, 2009. Let's go ahead and start taking a look at some stocks here. Let's start off with the big winner here. I didn't have it, as I had mentioned yesterday, but glad to see that based on some of the emails I had received, that some people did actually have the puts and short the stock. So I don't think short the stock was the best idea, but obviously it worked out well. When you're betting in front of earnings, you always want to manage risk. Risk management is job number one, in case you haven't heard that before. But the best way to minimize your risk is with options, I think, ahead of earnings. And had you purchased this one, it was a beautiful disaster, and it came right down about to where we were looking for it to come down to. As I had mentioned, this big top here, this lack of price action here just left this big hole that just came in and got filled in completely today. So if you did get involved with that one today, congratulations for you. I had day traded it pretty successfully, but as the stock, obviously there was a big range in here today too, about 3 points or so on the downside here, then another couple points up, another couple points down. So there was plenty of opportunity in there, and hopefully you participated in it. So that's our big winner. Let's take a look at one of the losers, which was Dish Network. Dish, I had suggested purchasing above about 13.05 or so right here. Or not 13.05, but whatever this price level is, and saying that the worst case stop would go here. So that did get stopped out. The daily time frame tells me that I should keep an eye on this, so I'm going to continue to look at it here the next few days. Also, again, I haven't checked all the earnings dates on all these, so make sure you do that before you decide to get involved. Especially with the longs, because that's where your risk is going to be. Getting short in this market, news and surprises tend to follow the direction of the trend, and you get sometimes some big moves like we saw in Perigo. Maxim Integrated Products, I'd said maybe above 1340, but I also said that you didn't want to chase the stock if it just kind of rallied up there. And that's exactly what it did. So it got a little extended. If you're in this stock, worst case stop right now is probably about $13.10 or so. Maybe this stock can pull back towards that level again and then get going. I don't think you should be in it, although it does act good. Continue to keep an eye on this one. No specific recommendations. As far as NAT goes, this was a short from 2 days ago. I had suggested, shorting it below here, and then said that you basically wanted to lower your stop to 28.20. That was going to be your worst case stop in here. So you should have been stopped out with a small profit. You can see it gapped up today and went through that stop level, consolidated around that level, and then took off towards the end of the day. So you should have been stopped out with a small gain. The stock still looks vulnerable. I would definitely keep that one on your radar screen. Pool we had looked at as another potential short sale. I suggested maybe below this level, although it really needs to break down below that 15 level or 1530 to really pick up the big downward momentum. We've still got a declining 5-day moving average in here. It didn't give us a reason to sell short today. Maybe you initiate a partial position below this higher low tomorrow, because now we have a lower high in here near that declining 5-day moving average. So I think that if you initiate a partial position in here with a stop just above here, absolute worst case about 1635, then it looks like the sellers might have regained control. Initial target down near here, and hopefully it could continue lower and break through these levels and potentially see another real disaster here. We remain in a very treacherous market. Any long trades, you got to be extremely careful with. And Teva was one that we've been looking at as far as a bigger break below the 41 level. Looks like this stock is going to avoid that for the time being, so scratch that one off the list for now. We'll probably revisit this one if it softens up a little bit, but for right now it seems as though it's not quite ready to go. I also said that you wanted to continue to take a look at PSYS and maybe get involved below 2580. Had you gotten involved below 2580, then you would have been stopped out. I wouldn't really give a specific recommendation, but if you had been involved, below that 2580, I think your worst case stop should have been there. Here's another one that you can take off the list for now. I still think it looks really vulnerable here. If they've got earnings due out, maybe you want to buy a couple puts in front of it, because this is the type of stock that could just completely blow up the way we saw Perrigo happen there. So right now, just stay away from it for the next couple days. CHRW was another one I said maybe below 44.50 would be a good short candidate. The stock still had a rising 5-day moving average. It gapped above that. It's taken off. Stay away from this one for now as well. Still looking vulnerable. Don't be surprised to see me mention this one again at some point in the future. Beeve, I had said, they reported good earnings. You wanted to continue to keep an eye on it. Didn't give any specific recommendation, but it gapped lower today and destroyed the rally from the day before, so scratch that one off the list as well. ISIL, I had said maybe getting above this level here, stop below here, so yeah, probably would have been stopped out of that for a very small loss. I think I said 25 cents worst case stop, and these long trades are just very dangerous. Let's take a look at some potential short trades here for that look like they're setting up. Home properties, symbol HME. Real estate in general with the IYR still really weak. Still got to break below that 30 level or so. But when it starts breaking down, the SRS is going to be your play. So keep an eye on IYR. Breaking down below maybe this level here, you decide to get into that SRS worst case stop up here. Tough to say exact numbers, but HME is a vulnerable looking one, as is Boston Properties, BXP. No specific recommendations here, but those are ones to keep an eye on. Penn Gaming, PENN. We've seen a lot of these casino stocks experiencing some weakness lately, and this stock looks like it's deteriorating further. Maybe a move below this 1845 or so. If you're getting below there, I think worst case stop, maybe even just about this level, about 1870. So no reason to risk more than about 30 cents on a stock like this. Looks like, though, breaking that the sellers could gain the momentum and maybe head down towards that $16.5, $17 level. X-Ray reports after the close tomorrow on Wednesday. I bought a couple of puts, very small position, as it was touching on this 5-day moving average here late in the day. Still thinking that this one looks like another potential disaster. Again, no specific recommendation, but it looks like it's setting up nicely for their weakness. Some of the insurance companies continue to look like they are on the edge of a bigger breakdown. This Travelers probably needs to break below 37 to really see the downward momentum. Maybe you could get a head start on it below this level here, stop up there. Chubby here looks like it's softening up a little bit, heading maybe for a decline as well. So keep your eye on CB for potential downside. It's probably a little extended here. This one probably needs another day or so, but worth keeping an eye on. XLB, materials. This is the materials spider. This group broke down 2 days ago. Looks like it rallied back up to that prior support. If it continues to be weak here, in particular maybe below this level, then you want to look at the SMN. SMN, that would be basically above this 43 level. This is a double inverse fund, so be very careful with it. You really got to be trading these, I think, these double and triple funds off your 1 and 2 minute charts. One potential long, it's a tough stock to trade. It's really more neutral than anything here. But if the market gets going for some unexpected reason to the upside, then MOS might be worth a play here, in particular probably above this resistance. But it's a tough stock. You've got to trade small shares and have wide stops because it's very volatile.